I'm happy to edit that and put it on YouTube Shorts.
Oh my god!
So, with that in mind...
Are you really?
Are we really going to start this way? I have no objections.
No, I'm going to start with something, his comment there to keep the audience in suspense.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, now they're like, what are you guys talking about? I'm the Kaiju no Kami with...
A pervert.
That's very true.
Yeah, true.
Silver Quill.
And...
Cruellica Kane, the sweet and innocent victim.
And we'll note that the kaiju said he would not be sitting in the middle, but but he has returned to this position, ergo, he likes it. Giggity.
I kind of forgot.
Oh, he forgot.
It's been a long week.
A long week?
Yes, it's been a long week.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, I will agree with that. I mean,
Actually, it really has.
If anything, cold really slows everything down.
I am sorry.
Oh my
The
God.
weather and the stupid, not Greyhound.
Bus? RTD?
Oh, the gopher. No, not gopher.
Groundhog?
Groundhog.
Okay.
Apparently, I'm gonna get through every animal that goes with the G. The groundhog saw its shadow, or did see a shadow. Whatever is the 6 more weeks of winter.
Does anyone even actually buy that bullshit anymore?
Yes.
Let's see, all the G animals. Gator, gazelle, gopher, groundhog.
Well, is it fair to say gator because it's an alligator?
I'm counting it. I want to be inclusive.
Well, there you go. That's what you could do in Florida. Gator. To continue the whole...
Oh, yes. So, for awareness, not that it will matter because it's not like you'll see any videos, but if you see Kaiju online or if he does a live stream, all sad and lonely because he doesn't have me around, I'm going to be out of town for a few days in Florida. So, because they passed that don't say gay law, I intend to say gay as much as humanly possible.
Also, so apologies in advance to Uruguay because she's going to have to intentionally mispronounce.
You are gay?
Uruguay. It's a country.
It's a country in South America, right?
See.
Yeah, no.
My geography's not that great.
Never actually noticed that until now.
What? You've always called it you are gay?
No, Uruguay.
No.
Uruguay.
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 Well, whatever.
It's
but
you are
gray. But I no. I'm saying
right?
I never actually consciously thought about saying it that way. You are gay, like.
Oh my God! So you have Bangkok. You have Lake Titicaca.
Okay.
I'm giggling on the inside right now.
And you have Djibouti, but what's the point?
Oh yeah, Djibouti. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, my history teacher always made that joke.
So,
okay.
Djibouti. What the fudge?
Something fell.
No, something settled.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, people are like, come on, when are you going to get to talk about Donbrothers? That's what we're here for.
Wow, thank you, impatient audience.
Well, actually...
No, he does it better than you, because that was just, like, downright disgusting.
Like most people like that.
No, he does it great.
Yeah, actually.
Anyways, I still need to watch Revenge of the Nerds again.
Well, okay, so all the people in Florida, you should just know that watching Donbrothers is a gay old time. And I mean that in the traditional sense.
Yes.
I'm sure there are some broadcastings in Uruguay. Apologies to the actual people in the country, but...
Well, and
And have fun with all those gay tours.
Anyway, we are here to really talk about episodes 45 and 46 of... Donbrothers.
Although, I'm not sure they could actually see it. Maybe I should have done it this way. Okay, all I want to celebrate is the return of the Palanquin carriers.
Okay, well, first, I love the way episode 45 starts out, where they're like, yeah, we had this battle that was a confusing battle where we didn't even realize till later on that
And then they do a little celebratory party where Inuzaka's just sitting to the side, just reading the manga sheets.
He's being the classic Black Ranger loner. I honestly feel like Condor of Jetman would be proud of him.
Same writer.
Oh, is that why it's working so well?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But, yeah, and then we've got, let's see, I'm trying to remember now, because
You can't have forgotten the
you
other.
have Kijino coming in all pissy, like,
I will never accept you!
Well, considering he did actually physically attack Miho, the Bestial.
Oh, it's justified. It's just
justified. What? It's justified, but you're all like, he's got a problem? I mean, other than his wife is missing yet, that is an actual problem. But no, we're talking attitude problem. So, I mean, Kijino, I don't know who has it worse by the end of these 2 episodes. Kijino or Jirai? Jiro, sorry.
Jirai is a different show.
Yeah, Naruto. Although, I did notice that Jiro did a Naruto run.
I noticed that too! Okay, thank you. I wasn't the only one who noticed the Naruto run.
And he's wearing an orange outfit, too.
So my confusion is warranted and topical.
Well, so the first episode, basically, it's a road trip episode with Black, Red, and Sixth.
Yeah, I guess he's both gold and silver.
Mm-hmm. But it was kind of interesting because Jiro has convinced Taro that he must come to the village. And when he's talking about it, we don't consciously understand why Inuzaka wants to go, because he's just reading the manga sheets. And yeah, we know they tell a story, but Inuzaka is the first one who's actually giving us what the manga sheets are meant to tell the story of.
Because they come from an alternate future version of the same yellow and the same blue, and they're just good. And honestly, if I tried to summarize this series, I'm pretty sure people would think I'd taken a knock to the head.
Well, and the side story that we have with it is because since our 3 Cerebrums, who we finally figured out through dumb luck,
Yeah.
that it's 1, 2, and 3.
All because the other ones are 4. Because when I saw it, was like she, 4, go, I was like, oh, 5. And then when the last one did Roku, I'm like, wait a minute. 4, 5, 6. No way! And
So,
za, like, oh my god, so that's 1, 2, 3. How did I not catch that a year ago?
well, Uruguay? But what does the sono mean?
It just could be like a common thing.
So no, we don't know.
No.
No.
Solo.
So no. So long, and thanks for all the fish. Anyway, yeah, they are in the slowest damn elevator
Oh my.
in the history of forever, because the building they must be in has like ceilings that are...
It goes from like
No.
floor 3, and then you miss like 30 floors to get to floor 2.
No, actually, what it probably was is they went in the elevator, but none of them knew to hit the button.
Oh my god, I can see
So
that.
they're just there waiting.
Well, I just saw it go from floor 3 to floor 2, and that was
But
it.
that actually makes sense. If they did not hit the button to go down, they're just chilling there.
Like
Until the noon lunch rush. Oh, wait, I don't know if Japan has a lunch hour.
they.
I would hope so.
Well, yeah, because remember in Tokusatsu Gaga Ga, she tried to go get those capsule mount figures on her lunch hour.
Ah, there we go.
But yeah, I
that's
just, it'd be funny if the whole reason the elevator took long was because they never pressed the button. They were just standing there thinking it would automatically take them where they wanted to go.
Or they needed a moment's privacy to talk about, well, 2 of the 3 want to unite with the Donbrothers and, well, live their lives somewhat vicariously through them. Whereas Sonoi?
Sonoi, yes.
He's really trying to stick true to the cerebrum values of what the hell do they believe? I don't know at this point. But he wants to fulfill his duty to them and won't falter even though he knows that they're on the chopping block.
And then we find out, I know it's not until the next episode when they're pouty, but I love finding out that they have wasted all of their money.
On manga, beauty products,
and
udon.
Udon.
But we also find out in this episode, what you were talking about for Jiro, the most depressing thing in the universe. So we find out his adopted dad is a bestial.
And we'd been hinted in previous episodes that his friends didn't exist.
But to actually find out that the 4 friends, especially the girl,
Rumi, who progressed from dismissive, kind of bitchy, to supportive quasi-girlfriend.
well, yeah, to actually have character growth for a non-existent character.
I feel like we're actually absorbing the character growth that's been lacking in several other Sentai. It's like osmosis just sort of seeped it all together.
Well, that's what makes no sense. It's like, okay, we're going to double down on the craziness of this show by giving you character growth for characters that you find out in episode 45
don't actually exist.
They don't exist. They're just figments of your imagination. But they've grown as characters because why not?
Because we want to take your heart and just go, ah.
I know. And so we also see I'm going to call the bestial Miho.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Miho bestial, non-bestial is Natsumi, just to make it easier.
Yeah.
So Miho, she's being attacked by the cat bestials because apparently they don't like cranes.
I guess they're not fans of construction.
Well, and I'm thinking that the cat bestials are more common than the crane ones. Because I've not seen any other cranes, so I'm assuming that. And so Momoi protects her. And so we find, and he comments to her, he's like, you're playing around with 2 different people. You're playing both sides. You're just as bad as what you're claiming they're doing.
And she gives this very artificial laugh. It's a bit like a cerebrum, to be honest.
So that was kind of like telling of, I think, how her story is going to end. And, well, as it does end, but...
If that we knew.
That is true. But I will say, Miho, I feel bad for her after a while. Because it seems like she cares for Tsuyoshi, or Kijino, or whatever you want to call him. But at the same time, it's almost like programming is making her act like Natsumi as well.
I mean, not like Kijino. He's a very pheasant fellow. But,
the fact that he turns into a monster again.
For 3.
Yes. What happens twice may happen thrice.
Well, and I'm like, so the ninja, we need to have, before the series is over, the ninja needs to turn into to a monster one last time. Just so he can have the majority.
The title. Although, the fact that it's been Miho-chan 3 times over for this transformation, the Donbrothers really need to smack it out of him somehow. But, and then we get the mech cameo. Kind of like what happened in Zenkaiger. Taro made an appearance, united with Juran, and I kind of miss that bike.
I do, yeah.
I'm hoping we can see it one more time before the series is over.
Just as like a farewell swan song type of thing.
Yeah, get all the mechs to have a moment together.
But yeah, the King Oger, it was weird to have the King Oger mech with the Don on the Tajin head.
But it quickly corrected itself.
Well, I liked how Kijino had mentioned when he's in the monster. He's like, well, you can't transform into a monster without me. Or
You can't become the Big Mac without me.
And I'm like, oh my God, talk about spiteful.
Well, also, somewhat tactic. It doesn't lend them a shoulder to cry on.
But yeah, so we get our look at the King Odremac.
I did like for that, having the pincers, like, I thought that was kind of cool.
Although I gotta wonder, if people have a phobia of insects, this mech is gonna really freak them out.
Well, I have...
Actually, it makes me think of the mechs from Beef Fighter Kabuto.
Oh, what were they called?
Big Battle Beetleborgs.
Well, yeah, that's the only way I know them. But what were the mechs called?
I don't remember their actual names.
But either which way, I can't help but think, you gotta have close up of the thing going right in your face.
I think one of the monsters in that series should be insecticide.
That'd be a real gas.
But so we find out that Mr. Terazaki,
the guy who's been taking care of Jiro,
has been doing it with the purpose of turning him into his replacement. So...
because he's over 100 years old.
So he's been doing it more so as kind of like an obligation to care for Jiro than actual care.
I don't know if I agree with that. There's definitely... When he finally reveals it in the 46 episode, he does seem really sorry and upset that he had to put the kid through this.
But he did, but it's kind of interesting to see because I actually liked how they did it filming wise. So Momoi and Inuzaka hear Jiro because I make the comment even when we're watching, I'm like, where's Jiro? That seemed really weird.
Where in the world is that guy, Jiro?
That was a great way of saying where in the world is Carmen Sandiego.
Thank you.
But,
Where in the world? I thought it was where on Earth.
I thought
it was where in the world.
It was originally, then it was changed to where on Earth.
Really?
Yes.
Why? I think where in the world flows
I
better.
don't know why.
And then it was made a Fox Kids cartoon.
I actually watched it.
Guys, did I?
I played the phone game that they had for a while too. But so they go to the school building and they look and you see inside him with his 4 friends eating. And then you see from Momoi and Inuzaka's perspective, you just see him alone. And then it was so creepy, and I like how you made the comment about the little penguin.
Penguins!
You were like, it's getting horror movie up in here.
Oh yeah, this is straight out of a horror movie. And yeah, seeing that penguin just float up. But here's the thing I didn't ask at the time. Where did all that food come from?
Thank you!
Because the food is there on the table.
It's
It
real.
is physical. It is real. And it looked delicious.
It did.
But... So, I mean, good that Jiro's not starving during these hallucinations, but where is it coming from? Is there like a bestial cook party just sort of scampering in and out?
Well, if you think
about
it, Mr. Terazaki had made food for... Oh, we forgot to talk about the refrigerator.
Oh, yeah. Well, we kind of skipped over a lot. There was the refrigerator, the massage, and honestly, Taro's unique way of actually adapting to Inuzaka's stubbornness. Inuzaka does not like to be ordered. So Taro...
Which I totally agree with.
Taro asks him.
So is that what we should do for you? Just, could you please do this?
No, it won't work.
What if you tried?
What if you tried doing it this way? Just considering it.
No.
Wait, I didn't hear a note on my question. I think it's actually working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out what your question is, but...
What
anyway.
if you smacked yourself in the forehead?
Ah!
Well, she is your better half, so... Technically, I think that works. We're going to see how he does without you for a few days.
Yeah, just so you're aware, because I have to continue this joke, Silver Quill has agreed kindly to come in and take him for walkies while I'm away.
I don't know how I'm going to get the harness on him, though. He likes to scamper away. You have to lure him with a bit of food.
Anyway, the other thing we haven't talked about was
any of you students are watching this is going to be hilarious. They're like, Mr. Hanks takes walkies.
The Cerebrums have decided we want to team up with everyone. Well, but we need to do something. Oh, let's look at this ring that will bring everyone back.
Of forgiveness, which looks like it's assembled from Post-it
I
notes.
know, it does. The more and more you kept on saying it looks like Post-it notes, when it finally came on screen, like officially, like, it looks like a Post-it note wreath.
I guess I could see that because
The layered nature of the ring.
yeah.
It's not a perfectly smooth circle. It's got segments that are larger and colorful, like a Post-it note. I wonder if, like, Scotch tape or whatever sponsored this episode.
3M.
But so we've got and then we have some new Cerebrums show up.
Well, 2 new and plus 1.
Sonorok and Sonoshi.
No, Sonoshi had already.
Oh yeah, Sonorok and Sonogo.
Yes, Sonogo.
Sonogun.
Who is awesome.
Oh, wait, please.
Well, because she's purple.
Yes.
Wait.
Instantly saw me with the purple.
Wait. Is there a number in Japanese that sounds kind of like gun? Because we could have a sonogun.
Son of a bitch. Actually, there is a character that kind of sounds like son of a bitch from Assassination Classroom.
Ah.
But I like though when we've got the purple one. First we have this dude trying to seduce Sononi. Or Son.
And I have to wonder.
Sonona.
Sonona, yeah.
I honestly wonder if any of those come-ons actually work.
She looked really depressed there.
Well, okay, he's barking up the wrong tree, obviously.
But there he's trying to
Wait, I got your pun because she likes Inuzaka.
It's a little pop in your step. Ah.
But then he goes, oh, wait, sorry, you're the wrong person. And she just dives his head into spaghetti. She wastes a perfectly good spaghetti. And then he comes up like, oh, this was good. And then she just knocks him away. Delicious.
And he just...
He had a lot on his noodle.
But I did like the introduction of our 2 new villains, even though, as I'd mentioned last time, we're at episode 45, and we're 46, 47?
No, 45, 46.
So we're at episode 45, and we're already getting introduced to new characters.
Already?
Well, I mean, we're still getting introduced to new characters. And new characters where they still seem to give them even an element of development. They were each on screen for maybe 5 minutes in total. And I know she's a psychotic bitch and he's like this muscle-bound idiot.
You know what's sad? They had more development in their screen time than the entire cast of Trigger in their whole series.
So like I said, we've kind of been going through a desert of character development, and suddenly we're at this, like, oasis.
Oh my god!
Except it's not just a water oasis, it's a liquor oasis, which is, like, better.
Well, actually, I have a question for you, because he and I had a conversation while driving, because when you're driving long distances, you get bored, so you need to talk.
Mm.
Well, I'm kidding, my God.
No, I'm trying to think.
So what we had a conversation about is when you're watching a series and you have too much being thrown at you and it's almost like intimidating and overwhelming. When you have so much character development, so much story in such a short period of time.
Like Game of Thrones season 1 and 2.
Yeah, like that, where you had so much going on that
there was no breathing room.
that for people who didn't know the story, like Game of Thrones, you're like, wow, there's like, what am I paying attention to? I have to say, even though we're getting thrown so much character development, story, entertainment, I don't feel overwhelmed.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because that character development is presented in the form of a joke.
Okay, fair.
So third one's your guy. He wants to be a manga. Sonoza wants to be the manga editor for Oni's sister. So you see this what if scenario, and it looks utterly ridiculous between them. So you're laughing, but when you laugh, your guard is down. You've dropped a little bit of barrier between the messenger, the deliverer of the joke, and yourself. That's why humor is actually very good for educational purposes.
Oh.
Now, in Game of Thrones, unless you are very demented, you're not going to have a good yuck when someone gets their head cut off.
No.
Okay.
No, it actually makes a lot of sense. So humor is kind of like that grand equalizer that gives you that breathing room.
It is. In a weird way, it's a release of tension. You let go of what you've been holding in for a minute.
But then there's those times when they can have too much release of tension.
Well,
like some of the Marvel movies
that Pepto-Bismol for that.
Because sometimes the Marvel movies will just completely ruin the entire seriousness with a comedy scene.
Well, that's... In that case, they've done the exposition and then the joke. I think Donbrothers is doing a better job of marrying the two.
Yes, yeah. I will say that is exactly the case. Because while it would be nice if we took a break, because even the filler episodes have had a purpose to the overall narrative.
Now, I remember one anime that lost me with just one sentence. It's called Aquarion.
Oh, God.
So, and in this, there's like a giant monster attacking, and there's these ships flying around, and the guy says, so do you think he's the reborn spirit of your lover from ancient Atlantis? I was like, and he said a completely straight face, and I'm like, you know what? I'm out. You dropped that way too blatantly. There's no way I can enjoy this now.
That is hard. It's kind of like, and now I notice it more so. So, one thing that Silverquill did years ago
was ruin Phantom Menace.
Well, yeah, I do that a lot.
But...
Wait, how did I ruin Phantom Menace?
You ruined Phantom Menace.
Why? How?
That I actually don't know.
Yeah, well.
But let me finish my sentence before you tell us how he ruined Phantom Menace, because I do need to know. But...
You said the same thing when we watched it in 3D and noticed every single narrative flaw with the entire movie.
Oh, yes. Okay. But what you did years ago that I cannot get out of my head.
As you know.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Anytime now I hear this in a movie, a TV series, or a YouTube video, if I hear somebody say, as you know, I am completely disconnected from it.
I'm not completely disconnected, but sometimes I'm like, ugh.
I think of you.
Wasn't there another way to phrase it?
You do think of me.
Quite often.
But
wait. Every time we hear as you know, I'm like,
Tim!
Oh, we're giving away normal names now, are we?
Oh, are you saying that people don't know your real name?
Mr. Hanks, who lives at, where the hell?
She already said that.
We live in Parker, Colorado. He lives in Denver, Colorado.
We haven't updated the business address, have we?
No, probably not.
Oh, and could you remind me of your social security number for asking for a friend?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait.
There's only 9 digits.
There's only 9, and you both said the same thing, so you both have the same social security. Are you two clones? Have I been working with clones this entire time?
Join us. We have free cookies.
I can't. I'd be seeing double.
Ew, I don't want to be a clone of him.
But, so I ruined the Phantom Menace for you by pointing out the logical inconsistencies?
Yeah, he refuses to watch the movie if he can help
Do you
it.
need me to remind you of all the logical problems in The Last Jedi?
No, that is pretty apparent. So.
Okay.
No,
I didn't know you were holding on to all these past.
as far as I'm concerned, Star Wars ends 5 years after Return of the Jedi. The Empire's defeated, and that's where the whole franchise ends.
Why 5 years?
Because that's where Mandalorian takes place, and it's the fallout of the Empire, like what the remnants.
Gotcha. Okay, but I just want to know. I mean, I was like Judas last time for talking during a scene. Now
Yes.
I'm Judas. Apparently, my greatest crime is dialogue.
Actually, technically, that is very true.
I mean, your hand causes you to sin and chop it off, but what do you do when you talk and
Tongue.
that's your. Ooh. Well, I can still talk. I hung. I can just be really, really annoying. Well, actually.
But seriously, in all seriousness, every time I hear, as you know,
Which thankfully is not common in Japan.
Well, they do translate things as that way, but no, or unless you have the Godzilla movie,
Oh no.
Planet of Monsters. As you know, we went out into space 1,000 years ago. As you know, the Earth has continued to grow because so much time has passed. As you know, the monsters have been planning here for blah blah blah.
But
as you know
with Donbrothers.
Donbrothers, I mean, I'm learning so much about our relationship tonight. Donbrothers is starting to go into the background.
But in all honesty, these 2 episodes of Donbrothers were really a great... I almost feel like they're already finishing up stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, the conflict over Miho
is about to get a whole lot worse.
Well, nah, I just feel bad for Kichino because
his wife's probably dead now.
Yeah, he didn't get to say goodbye, and if he sees
Natsumi
with Subaka, Inuzaka, he's gonna just
lose it because he's gonna go up to Natsumi, and Natsumi's gonna be very, very
confused.
Well, and
weirded out.
I do it breaks my heart because Kichino is one of my favorite characters in the show.
Same here.
He's the best Toku character of 2022.
Partly because of how he surprises us with how ruthless he can be.
And it breaks my heart because being that much in love, and I understand there's a level of dependency with it as well, but having that much love for somebody else, it kind of reminds me of a couple that have been together for 60 years. They're a part of your life so much with everything that has been done, how they're ingrained together, and to have them gone.
But then we have Jiro, who finds out that pretty much his entire social life is an illusion. And he's got some issues, but he's a pretty well-developed guy.
I like Jiro, and I like how they created his character. He's not... with Inuzaka, he's not fully in the team because the team really is, if you think about it, Saru, Haruka, Momoi, and Kichino. They really are the core team.
But it took him a while to sort that out.
It did, and it feels like I'm so sad, but the one thing that I think helped me with Jiro is when his other personality took over and said, I'll do this to help take it away, and he kind of, in a way, almost makes them start to disappear. To prove to him that, yes, they aren't real. So it was kind of like having his other personality help reduce some of that loss.
And it is heartening that the last thing the illusions say is, you can do it, good luck.
So,
Gamaru!
couple of things though. We've got, Taro in the bestial world, who then like uses his super ability with his carrier people to like, yeah, you guys are free, but you can't come into the human world anymore because the biggest crime of all is that you attack humans.
It was like your existence is not a crime, which in some ways I can understand they felt that it was. But you can't hurt humans, so...
But I actually love that sentence, especially thinking about like a real world sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
I love that sentence. I really think that sentence should be like plastered everywhere in the world. Your existence as a being of any sort is not a crime. Sorry, I know that's kind of like a downer, but I thought it was like the most powerful sentence that.
No, it's something people need to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
And then the bestials just go away. Although it was kind of weird the way they were running, because it looked like they fast forward, like sped up there.
Yeah, and they did seem to be running away, but Taro was glaring gold, and he had his palanquin carriers, which again I miss those guys.
They look like they're doing okay though.
They're doing okay. I just feel like they hadn't really gotten an intro in a while, and
And then and we have Kijino, who dies again at the end of episode 45 when he's in the box like, this is bad, not again.
But he's brought back by the post-it notes of forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and all the people from who died were back,
including the creepy hair stalker guy.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah, Yappy.
He didn't deserve it.
Well, he's coasting on the goodwill of others. Sometimes that's just the way things happen.
But it was weird because when he transforms and everyone's just like looking like, oh my god, they're all like, what's this CGI abomination in front of us?
But we get the Donbrothers and the three cerebrums that we like to unite.
Which I did like that. I kind of got a feeling once we started having more of an interaction.
And we had no mech battle again.
Well,
that's okay.
Which was great.
There was still plenty going on. Heck, by the commercial break or eye catch, I was like, wow, we've covered a lot of story in just 15 minutes.
And I really feel, because we got 3 more episodes?
This was 46, so 4 more.
4 more. So we have 4 more episodes, but if you think about it, we already resolved the bestial situation. Mostly. The 3 baddies from the series, essentially, are now part of the team.
But there are 3 replacement baddies.
We have 3 replacement baddies.
Actually, they kind of remind me of Leo and Melee with the way this is played out.
So what I wonder, really, for the remainder of the series, is are we going to find out what the world is?
Well, I think Amura-sama is going to be a very critical part of that resolution.
Well, and we do have Dad out of prison.
Oh yeah, that was in the eye catch, and
You mean the preview?
No, the preview, the teaser, and I just wondered, wow, he could have just walked out of that prison at any time. What is this, Arkham Asylum?
I loved when you said that. I was like, wow.
Hey, they're a revolving door.
Ever revolving.
Joker. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go out on a little break. I'll come back. I'll probably see you in a couple nights when Batman brings me back.
So, does that mean that Batman is the Arkham Uber?
Yes.
Actually, the Batmobile has a little sign. It's hard to see, but it's there. Even millionaires got to make a little extra spending money, you know?
Well, with inflation right now, you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, no. Billionaire. Millionaire is 20th century.
Wait, was he... I thought he was always, like, just a millionaire.
It's a comment he makes in one of the Arkham games. I don't remember if it was City or Knight. But they're like, yeah, this is millionaire Bruce Wayne. He says, billionaire. Millionaire was last century.
Wow, that sounds very assholey.
Well, that's the part he has to play.
Is Bruce Wayne.
Well, either which way. Actually, the one thing about Murasame, Taro at one point asked Inuzaka, what are you going to do once you rescue Natsume? He's like, well, I've got Murasame. I'm going to kill all the bestials because they dared. In a weird way, he's kind of very much like Kijino. You hurt my beloved, I will rain down destruction on you.
Well, yeah, both Kijino and Inuzaka are very black and white in that perspective.
No, they're black and pink.
You know what I meant.
You know what you did. I know what you did last Christmas, mid-September.
Mid-September.
But, so, does our Inu brother still have a reason to wield Murasame in all this? And if not, what will Murasame do? That's kind of the big question for me as we try to figure out where this whole mother complex also is coming
Well, I
from.
like how all their clues have been in that manga. That future Haruka left for them.
But we never really we don't get to read the manga ourselves. Unless, and this would be very funny, if they release a manga volume in Japan.
Oh, I would so import that.
Yeah.
Even if I had absolutely no idea what it said. Because it's not translated, I would import it.
I might look to the Toku community to provide scans and translations, but I'm selfish like that. I did, in my heyday, import a lot of stuff, especially by the Sailor Moon artist.
We were actually talking about when we bought stuff from eBay.
The times when you were sitting there, 2 minutes till this auction ends. Cool. 1 minute. Oh no, I've been outbid. Okay, okay, 50 seconds left. I'm gonna bid. Okay, cool. Oh, 30 seconds left. I've been outbid. Okay, there's 5, 4, bid. Wait, what do you mean that's still not enough? 2 seconds.
This was days before Buy It Now.
Well, I just remember a Futurama joke. Checking my eBay bid. Bzz, damn it. Anyway, so, yeah, I guess Murasame is still the big unknown, and I'm not entirely sure how the bestials will play nice.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if Murasame turns out to be the final boss.
Could be. But it was very telling that Inuzaka, he was only interested in rescuing Natsume. If he killed all the other bestials, he'd be killing everyone else in that forest.
Well, and I will admit, that's one of the frustrations I had in regards to Inuzaka. I understand his love for Natsume. But at the same time, he was almost more so worse than Kijino, because yes, Kijino is hyper focused on Miho, but Natsume was safe compared to the others, and he was willing to sacrifice everyone else in existence for her singularly. And while I understand that's like supposed to be like the ultimate love story, I've never been a fan of the trope of sacrificing everyone else for our love.
Because the target of that love will probably be horrified by what you've done. Though it was pretty hilarious when Jiro was like, "Are you sure your girlfriend even exists?"
I know!
Oh.
And him in his mind, he's like, "You do not get the right to say that!"
It all sounds very sketchy, and that's the translation they use, but I just wonder.
It's kind of true.
Well, I like the irony in that statement, though. Are you sure she's real? Like, says the guy that's got a group of 4 friends who are fake.
So, perception. I know we tend to project onto others, but this is a next level.
But I am super excited to see where the rest of this series goes. I'm sad to see it end, but happy to see it end at the same time.
Because we got to give another Sentai a chance to see, can you do really well going a different route?
Now, if Kaito is in... Is it Kinoger? Or
King Oger.
King Oger. If Kaito is in King Oger, I am going to laugh my ass off.
So, O Sentai, King Oger.
Basically...
Or Osama Sentai.
So, Osama be... Okay, that
King-
sounded a bit wrong.
King Task Force, King Kinger.
Oh, I thought O would be like
OU.
insects.
OU. No, I thought it was OU.
OH is O.
Oh dear.
But I want to see Kaito in that show.
And he has to get another personality?
Yes. But I do believe 100%, while Kaito was the standout character because he really had to carry the show as one of the primary human characters in Zenkaiger, he has definitely proven, again, he has the acting chops to not just carry a show like he did in Zenkaiger, but to actually collaborate with other characters and play the straight guy, so to speak.
Yes. Agreed. So it's a lot of fun. I will be sorry for this end, but we got more to come. Four more episodes. Four more episodes. Four more episodes.
Why does that feel like I'm saying 4 more years? Oh God, I'm not.
Well, that is what it's based on, but at the same time, it's actually happy.
That is true, but I felt a little dirty inside at the same time.
Well, I stopped feeling altogether, so.
That's true.
Unless I can get a hug.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Oh, rub elbows.
Nope. We're not
that.
having your Phoebus penis weebus thing.
Yeah, you said the dirty word, not I. This is all a kaiju now.
All right, everyone. Well, it was
What
a
did
pleasure.
you think of these episodes of Donbrothers?
And what did you think of the logical fallacies in the Phantom Menace?
We're not getting started on Star Wars. Did you know that Hasbro's Star Wars live stream they did yesterday or the day before to announce new figures, they had to turn the live chat off because of the comments people were making?
Well, actually, that sounds awesome.
But anyway, what did you guys think of these episodes of Donbrothers? You can support us at Kaiju no Kami, Patreon, Discord, other stuff. What do we have?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Oh yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Patreon.
I already said Patreon. And my website is at creativitybydesignllc.com. You can also buy cool Kaiju no Kami merchandise at creativitybydesignllc.com/shop. There's also a link in the description below, and then we have this guy over here.
And he's apparently Hot Wheels.
MLP Silver Quill on Patreon, Ko-fi, DeviantArt, Twitter, and YouTube. You can check out my YouTube channel for daily, weekday puns and other reviews.
Okay,
Ow.
with that said, that's all we've got this time. Until next time, bye.